Hello and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough Joint Manager Neil Baker. How are you, Neil?
I'm very well, John. Yourself?
Yeah, good. October now done. A 3-3 draw away at High Flying Chippenham. How do you feel?
Yeah, been a fantastic month for us. It really has. To get 6 wins, a draw, and one defeat. Off the back of the start of the season that we had has been a tremendous turnaround, and all credit has to go out to all the lads. Really. A hell of a performance last night. It really was. It was a great game to watch. I'm sure as a neutral and from either fan, from either team. I mean, it was 2 very good teams looking to pass and looking to play high energy football with lots of breaks, and it was real end to end game, and it could have gone either way. I felt that we probably shaded the chances. However, they've had some good chances as well. So. Great game of football, superb from our lads, it really was, and it's a great point for us.
Yeah, some changes to the starting 11 on Saturday, and Lewis Putnam not around.
Yeah, Put's had a problem with his back. He sat down at work. He's had a few issues with his back recently. He sat down at work and ended up having to go to hospital. Had to get an ambulance out because he couldn't move, so he was in a wheelchair for a few hours yesterday. He's easing up. Backs are funny. They can be really bad for a few days and then all of a sudden clear up. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that he'll be okay for the weekend. And obviously it was a loss. Because he's been giving us a natural width on the left, and we've had to sort of a square peg in a round hole type thing. It was putting Charlie out there. Obviously it's not ideal for Charlie. Charlie's been absolutely fantastic for us up top, but just because of his work rate and the fact that he can scare defenders, and we knew he'd be honest and put in a good performance, and he did that.
The conditions were quite wet, slick, fast football, and Chippenham certainly came out of the blocks.
Yeah, I mean, we should have actually probably gone 1-0 up just before they scored. Scott's had a good chance, which he sort of slightly dragged, but I think it was going in, and I think it's hit the defender just in front of the line and gone off for the corner. I think we've then Warren's put in 2 balls, both of which didn't miss the first man, which is unlike Warren, and they've ended up breaking on us at pace, and Sandell's done brilliant to sort of set the lad up to put it into pretty much an empty net. So really disappointing goal. When you've got a corner, you don't expect to concede. Within sort of 30 seconds, and we did. So it was disappointing. But I think from then on, I thought they then had I would say a good 10-minute spell, and then we just came into the game, and I thought. 25 minutes we were absolutely unplayable. They were hanging on. I felt that we had created loads of chances, but just some of the football we played was absolutely top draw.
Yeah, particularly down the right house, Warren and Harris causing a lot of problems.
Oh, Warren was brilliant. Warren's getting back to how Warren is. His work rate's always been top draw. He's really scaring players now, scaring defenders, and he links up so well with other players. I mean, him and his brother are almost telepathic at times. They're so good together, and I thought Struts was. I mean, to be honest, the front 2 I thought were absolutely different gear. Scott Harris and Struts, I thought they were absolutely superb, and it was just a really pleasing performance, and it's great to see Warren back and doing what Warren does. It's he's had a real tough year, and he had a tough start to the season where he was able to play and get his fitness up and sharpness and speed and things like that, and he's slowly doing that, and he's becoming the player that we know he is.
Was 1-1 a fair reflection at half time? Obviously you fought back, good character to come to 1-1, and then potentially a few chances to kind of nick it just before half time.
Yeah, I thought we definitely deserved to be level at half time. I felt that we'd had the better of the first half, with the exception of probably the first 15 or so minutes. I think that we, they couldn't have been too upset if we'd gone in front. But a draw was probably fair.
And then what did you say at half time? Obviously then going against the slope in the second half up the hill, the rain starting to come down a bit heavier.
Yeah, we said we had to go and play. It was as simple as that on that pitch. The pitch was quite nice, and we said you need to play. You don't want to just be lumping it up to their 2 centre halves. We just needed to be positive. We could have gone there last night and gone with a 4-5-1 formation and sort of made us hard to beat and whatever else. But that's not how we want to be. We want to go and have a go at teams, and felt that we did last night. And listen, we could have quite easily come away with 3 points, and to be honest, we could have come away with none. Mark Scott's ended up making a great save at the end when they're through 1-on-1. So as disappointed it is that we didn't get 3 points. It would have been a hell of a lot worse if we'd come away with nothing.
Were you concerned at all about the soft goals given away?
Well, yes and no. I mean, the third goal's a complete freak. It really is. The keeper's, I think it was the keeper or the centre halves, played a long ball, which is going to bounce through to Scotty on the surface. Guy's gone to duck out of it, and because he's got his back to it, he's ducked down, and unfortunately the ball's ended up hitting him on the side of the head. It's gone past Scotty. Scotty's dived on it. You think he's got it under control, and due to the conditions, it's just squirmed out of his hands, and Sandell's just got an easy tap in, really. So I can't sit there and go, oh, it was terrible. It's frustrating when you can see the goal like that, but I think that's conditions and a bit of bad luck. I'd say the first and the second goal, I think we can defend better. But listen, we've defended brilliantly recently. I think up until last night, I think we'd conceded 6 goals in 7 games, which is going some for us, and it is what it is. Sometimes when you've got conditions like last night, mistakes are made, and you just have to get on with that. And
good mental strength shown to then pull back 3 times from being behind each time to level it. Did you think you'd go on at 3-3 to nick it?
I did. Yeah, I thought like we had the free kick at the end where you sit there and think, yeah, we're gonna go and win this game 4-3.
Or Rummy's mazy run.
Rummy's great run, and he's ended up putting it over the bar, which he was probably disappointed with because he'd done all the hard work, and so I thought we were going to nick it. I really did. I thought it was that type of game, but as I said to you, they could have quite easily nicked it and got the 3 points as well. I mean, Sandell's gone through on goal, and I thought that he was going to finish it, if I'm brutally honest.
Yeah. After the game, a couple of injury concerns.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, Hicksey came off with a tight hamstring. I don't think it's a major problem. I think it was just really tight, and he didn't want it to properly go. So we brought Justin on for that. Sizzy, I think, is okay. Other than that, I think everyone else is fine.
And will any other players be joining the squad or anything in this week, or are you settled as we are?
Well, we haven't got Scott this weekend anyway. We've obviously extended Strutz's loan by another month, so he'll be with us. I mean, at present, with Putts, we've got 14, so we are quite light. We probably look to bring Wes Harrison. And I'm going to watch a left back tonight, and we'll wait and see what happens on that one. It's not for the want of trying. We've got the feelers out there. We've spoken to a number of players. It's just not come off at the moment. Obviously we'd love to get Stoney longer term, but obviously Oxford City want him back, and we'll see what happens on that one. You never know what happens in football, so we'll keep an eye on that. But time will tell. That we're sort of flying by the seat of our pants a little bit, because we are relatively low in terms of numbers. But I think we've got a real solid group there who want to run through brick walls. I mean, Nathan. One bit of positive news: Nathan Webb got through 70 minutes last night for Ascot. He came off just as precaution, but he got through it no problems, and that's really, really positive, so he can come into the squad on Sunday.
Are you confident that now some of the loanee players are going back, particularly Stoney you've mentioned, etc., are you confident that you can maintain this good form that you've had through October?
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously Deck hasn't played the last 2 games, and yes, he came in and done well, but I think we've got players in there who are just as good. If I'm brutally honest, I think we've got good players in there. Obviously we've got Struts for another month. So it's only really losing Stoney, at the moment, which is a big loss. Everyone's seeing how good he is, and there's no papering over that. But at the same time, again, he's not the sole reason why we're winning games. He's a part of it, but we feel that it's the whole squad and the whole team that are pulling together in the right direction, and that's the reason why we're winning games. We look like we can score goals, which is a big thing to win any game of football. So that's very, very helpful. We've got to wait and see on the Rummy situation. He will find out today if he's gets his visa for America. If he does, then he'll be off very shortly. If he doesn't, we'll probably have him to February, March. So we're waiting to find out about that today.
Okay. Well, thank you ever so much for the update, spending the time, and congratulations for the October performance. You're going to be getting Manager of the Month award?
Hopefully not, because we all know it's a curse.
All right. Thanks ever so much, Neil. Cheers.
Cheers.